Bonjour mes amis, je suis de la Logique Canadienne, and welcome to the NFL Week in Review. And this time we are doing week number 9, in what can only be described as a shit show of events kind of transpired this week in the world of football. But before we get started, just want to let you know if you do like this video, just do feel free to like and subscribe. And also, feel free to get your bag of Vegetable Brew at vegetablebrew.com. Link in the description. Still trying to get sponsored by them. It's quality beans at a playground. But so yeah, week number 9. Let's get into it. I'm gonna start off with Thursday Night Football, which I marked a shitty ass football game between the Jets and the Colts at the glue factory known as Indianapolis, Indiana. It was alright at first, but it just deteriorated fast. You're talking like Mike White went out there for 11 passes and then got injured. Enter Josh Johnson, who actually did decently well in his start. 17 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he did throw a pick, but it's not overly terrible for him. And then Carson Wentz went out there 22 for 30, 272 yards, and 3 touchdowns of his own. And of course, my man Jonathan Taylor had the ball combined 21 times this game and went for 200 yards and got a couple touchdowns out of it. Basically a touchdown per every 100 yards gained, I guess. But the game sucked. I mean, this game fucking sucked. Like, in the sense, like, there could not be any more of a shittier football game. We'll get to the other one in a little while, but this game was just outright garbage. And the final score, 45-30, Indianapolis takes the win over the New York Jets. I hate the Jets. Not like a little Pats fan, but like I just fucking hate the Jets. They're so trash. Their fans are suffering. I don't know. Save the Jets fans, please. Save them from this tyranny, not this tyranny, this tyrannical bullshit they call a franchise. And speaking of tyrannical bullshit franchises, let's go to MetLife where we see the other New York team, the New York Derps, or known as the New York Giants, hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Before I talk about this game, I gotta say some things. The Raiders have had a whole bunch of controversy this year. And we'll start with, obviously John Gruden being a dumb piece of shit. So it's a racist shit and said some other shit that was offensive, and his ass probably resigned. I always knew John Gruden was a piece of shit, but I didn't think in that sense, but I don't know. As well, fucking Henry Ruggs being an absolute dumbass, getting behind the wheel while he's drunk, and hits a car while going nearly 130 miles an hour at the time of impact to kill a young woman and her dog in the process. I'm still praying for that family. I'm still praying for the family of that victim and all that. It's hard, and he probably got cut by the team. And we got another dumbass of the week, and it's this time cornerback Damon Arnett. He decided it'd be a good idea to just send out a video of him waving around a gun and spewing death threats. And because of that, he was cut from the team. What the fuck is wrong with the Raiders this year? Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with the Raiders? Wait, both of their first round picks from last year, both Henry Ruggs and now Damon Arnett, gone. Gone. Because they decided to be fucking idiots and do what they did. Like, come the fuck on, man. I have a feeling that this is not going to be the last time we talk about how the Raiders are actual dog shit. Also, it was revealed that Damon Arnett was accused of being the perpetrator behind a violent hit and run incident last year that left a woman seriously injured. Can we just talk like seriously? Fuck Damon Arnett and fuck the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't even know. The team's a joke, okay? The team's a fucking joke. Oh yeah, and there was football to be played on this day, which I will dub the Derp Bowl because everybody derps on this day. The Raiders derped the game, giving the Derps the win. And Derek Carr derped on 2 interceptions. They saw a nice game of 296 passing yards and a touchdown pass, which was not to Darren Waller, who had an actually pretty good game, 7 touchdowns, 92 yards. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is why we don't like the Raiders. Yeah, they do stupid shit every single fucking week. Daniel Jones also played like dog shit this week. In all fairness, the only starter to get less than 125 passing yards on the day. He threw for 110 passing yards with 1 touchdown pass, surprisingly enough. And then Devin Booker, look at when your receiver amounts more yards than you do the entire game and you're the quarterback, what does that tell you? Either A, the person's a running back and they just got a good amount of touches and they ran for a good amount of yardage, or B, you suck as a quarterback. I'm willing to go with option B, but option A does count as a viable option. Final score here, 23-16. The Giants win and improve to 3-6. Again, fuck the Raiders, fuck the Giants, all the same. But let's go to the next game where we can laugh at people. We got ourselves the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. Now, if you watch John Boyce's documentary on the Falcons, you'll see that those teams actually fucking hate each other. But I'm sure Saints fans will hate it when I say that the Falcons didn't choke this game. Yeah, the Falcons didn't choke this game. Look into my eyes when I tell you this. The Falcons did not choke. They actually beat you. They beat you. What the fuck? But honestly, though, it's because they're without Jameis Winston. Last week he tore his ACL and MCL and is out for the season. Entered Trevor Siemian. Siemian, again, did not have a bad game. 25 for 41, 249 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns, no picks. Taysom Hill even got a couple passes in for combined 33 yards. Another good running back story here was Alvin Kamara. 104 yards on 17 touches of the ball and a touchdown. But on the Atlanta side of the ball, Matt Ryan did a lot better. With 2 less passes on 11 fewer attempts, got 343 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and got 136 yards worth to Cordarrelle Patterson. Keep in mind, Cordarrelle Patterson was not signed for that much back in the offseason. And he is putting on a performance of a fucking lifetime. Cordarrelle Patterson may just be the best third-string running back that the team has that can also play receiver. He has proven himself to be a hot commodity in Atlanta. Don't get me wrong, he's proven it. And I think he will get a payday. I think he'll get a payday in the offseason. That's just me. But again, the Falcons actually beat the Saints here 27-25. We can all laugh in New Orleans. LOL, 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 LOL. But we go to a nicer game with a score of Buffalo 6, Jacksonville 9. Nice. Very nice. It was a nice score indeed, especially the way that the scoreboard was formatted. And Josh Allen did all right. 31 completions for 264 yards, but unfortunately was intercepted twice. One of them by Josh Allen. He was also sacked by Josh Allen. And Josh Allen was forced to fumble the football by Josh Allen. Sackception, fumbleception, interceptionception, or pickception. Yeah, and that was a game. Just Josh Allen versus Josh Allen, and the battle of the Josh Allens to see who the better Josh Allen is out of all the Josh Allens. I know Josh Allen and Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Josh Allen. Trevor Lawrence had a nice game as well, but only 118 passing yards this week. Still the second fewest passing yards out of the QB in this week, really. 118 yards, no touchdown, no picks. But Favre got a couple passes in, again, saving with Taysom Hill, 33 yards on both attempts. Well, which he completed as well. And Carlos Hyde, 67 yards, no touchdowns. This was a game with no touchdowns. Can we just call this the fucking field goal marathon or something? It's not even a football game if you don't get a touchdown. It's not. You can prove me wrong all you want, but it's not. You can say I'm wrong all you want, but it's final score: Buffalo 6, Jacksonville 9. Nice. Jacksonville wins another fucking football game. To the dismay of Jacksonville fans everywhere wanting a good pick. Now they have to compete with the Jets for the third spot. And we'll get to the other dumbasses later on. Cleveland versus Cincinnati in the Battle of Ohio, because Ohio. Baker Mayfield went for 218 passing yards and 2 touchdowns on the back shoulder. Who knew? And he only made 14 completions on 21 attempts. Not bad either. And then there's my boy Nicholas Chubby. He got 163 yards on 16 times with the football and got himself 2 touchdowns in the process. One of them was a long run for a touchdown, because Nicholas Chubb could chub his way to the end zone. Chubby chub. As well, Joe Burrow had a nice game too. 282 passing yards, but 2 picks. And okay, last week Higgins had 6 touches for 78 yards and no touchdowns. This week, Higgins had 6 touches for 78 yards and no touchdowns. The same fucking stat line from last week. Back to back. How the hell do you do that twice in a week? I don't even know. But this game obviously had to give it Victor, and Victor here was the Cleveland Browns. They defeated Cincinnati 41-16. And you remember a couple of weeks ago when I said that the Bengals were top of the AFC? Yeah, it turns out now they're tied for 3rd place, but are slotted in last. Basically, Cleveland is ahead of them. So much for being the number 1 seed in the AFC a couple of weeks ago, right, Bengals? Well, I guess I could cue in the bungling. Well, actually, not the bungling, the bungling. Because that's all you do is bungle the ball, and you bungle the game, and you bungle your season. You bungle your fans. You bungle your organization. You bungle your coach. You bungle everyone in the front office. Bungle, bungle, bungle. Kitty goes, meow, meow. Now we go to the Injury Bowl. Ouch, units lost. It's the Patriots taking on the Panthers, because everyone kept getting fucking injured in this game. Macri Jones once again did Macri Jones things. 139 passing yards and a single touchdown and an interception, but only on 18 attempts, which is actually one of the fewer attempts for a full game performance. I don't know why I said 4. I don't know. We have Stevenson finally seasons up as the most productive Patriot this week. 62 yards on 10 touches of the ball, no touchdowns, unfortunately. But let's talk about a Sam Darnold interception that was actually caught by J.C. Jackson and went 88 yards the other way for a pick six. Carolina, you suck. You only got like what, a single touchdown or two field goals? You're garbage. You're garbage. So now the Patriots are back over 500 with a final score of 24-6. Yeah, welcome back, Christian McCaffrey. You lose every time. Apparently, according to all Panthers fans everywhere. But now we go on to the Jerry world, known as Dallas, where we see the Denver Broncos take on them Cowboys. The Cowboys screwed up the game and couldn't tame the horse as the Broncos marched into Dallas and just trampled them. They trampled them. They threw the Cowboys off their backs and they just fucking galloped off into the sunset. Teddy Bridgewater looked like a serviceable QB again on just nearly, off nearly 250 passing yards and a touchdown. Williams had a nice game too, on 111 yards on 17 touches of the ball. Dak Prescott also had a nice game, 232 passing yards, albeit he threw 11 more attempts than Teddy Bridgewater and completed the same amount of passes, both of which had 19. Prescott had 2 touchdowns and an interception. Schultz had a nice little game of 54 yards, but the game needed a winner, and the winner was the Broncos. So the horses overthrow the Cowboys. Now, I want you all to say it with me. How about them Cowboys? Because Dallas is now 6-2. 6-2. And now we go to the next game here. M&T Big Steam. We got the Ravens ticket on the Minnesota Vikings. I believe both were coming off of their bye weeks. Both were coming off of the win against Los Angeles. And the Vikings Viking the game against the Panthers a couple weeks ago. Kirk Cousins, he did all right. 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook of 110 yards. Jackson did all right too. 266 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. And again, I gotta say it. I said before, when the receiver gets more yardage than a QB, that's just one thing. But when the QB gets more yardage than you, not only in the form of a quarterback, but also as a running back. Jackson outplayed every single fucking Raven in terms of yardage this week. Even Marquise Brown, but that was like what, a 4 or 5 yard gap in between them. And guess what? The Ravens still win the game, but in overtime, 34-31. The fucking Ravens just. The Ravens are good, 6-2. They are top of the AFC. Whereas the Minnesota Vikings, they still suck. They still suck. But that is what it is. I don't know. But now it's time, my friends. It is time for Tank Ball. Dun, 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 dun. I am still in the same music. Go check out his channel. He puts out very good sports content. This game just sucked. I said on Thursday last week that the freaking Dolphins would win, and they did. Albeit barely hitting against a Texans team that looked like utter shit, even with Tyrod Taylor back in the lineup and uncircumcised Dick Nickman on the bench. But that's just Houston. Houston will be shit no matter what, because the Houston Texans are automatically dog shit. And if they get one more loss, they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. And I'm serious already. And we're 9 weeks in and about halfway. No, we're actually halfway now for the season. So All right, we did it. Halfway through. Let's go. But this game was just utter dog shit. Tua turned the ball over, seemed to turn the ball over again, and basically started up the freaking South Miami turnover bakery. Actually, the South Beach turnover bakery, but you know what I mean. So the SBOB, SBOB. But yeah, final score 17-9. The Dolphins escaped with the win. But Tyrod Taylor had 3 interceptions of his own. And the Texans will forever be known as purgatory in hell. This is what happens when the city makes a deal with the devil to have the Astros win the World Series a few years ago. We go on now to the city of brotherly love, the city of Rocky Balboa. We go to Philadelphia. We talk about the Chargers taking on the Eagles. And this is what I call the Philly shit stomping, because a shit stomping it was. Well, the score didn't provide the shit stomping enough. What it did was Justin Herbert's arm. And Justin Herbert's arm is a fucking cannon. He can throw stupidly good with accuracy. He's pretty like what the first productive QB out of Oregon in the last 50 years. He's been that good. 356 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen having 104 yards. Compared to Jalen Hurts of 162 yards and a touchdown, and Smith having 116 yards, I say the Chargers fared all right here. And the Chargers are rewarded for this great game with a win. They're 27-24. The Chargers are still second in the AFC West. No, I think they're tied for first now with the Raiders. Yeah, tied for first with the Raiders. So there, the AFC West is just pretty much ties. You'll see why with this game between the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And with no Aaron Rodgers this week due to COVID-19 and without the reliable gamer known as Kurt Benker, which I need to get on to the Common Sports podcast at some point, link in the description, enter first round pick in 2020 by the name of Jordan Love. Jordan Love looked all right. 190 passing yards in his NFL debut, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Again, not a bad start, but could be better. Could be better, but also could be worse. As well as freaking Aaron Jones only getting 53 yards against the kind of revitalized Chiefs defense now that they got I hate myself. You know, I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm gonna have to use the magical search engine known as Google. Chiefs Steelers trade. There we go. I know I had to do that. It was Melvin Ingram. There we go. Melvin Ingram for a 6th round pick back at the trade deadline last week. I forgot about that. So yeah, with Melvin Ingram on that defense, the Chiefs defense should be all right for right now. I say for now, because it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Kansas City Chiefs will chief everything. Chief. But somehow, despite that, and despite Patrick Mahomes throwing less yardage on one more completion than Jordan Love, the Chiefs still win the game 13-7 in what I dubbed as this game sucked. This game fucking sucked. Oh my good God. It is what it is. 13-7. Then the Broncos and the Chiefs are tied for 3rd in the AFC West, whereas the Chargers and the Raiders are tied for 1st in the AFC West. Everything's tied in the AFC West. Everything's tied in the AFC West. Whether it be for 1st or if it be for 3rd, everything's tied in the AFC West. But now we go on to another game. The Arizona Cardinals are going to come back from the loss last week against Green Bay to take on the San Francisco 49ers. But oh no, there's no Kyler Murray. So who do they have to turn to? Oh, I know. Enter Colt McCoy, who we last saw was with the Giants. But unlike with the Giants, he actually had a good game. 22 completions on 26 attempts, only 4 incompletions. And I checked, he did not give up an interception. He threw for 240 passing yards and a singular touchdown pass. Christian Kirk got 1 pass in for 33 yards. But the most productive Cardinal of the day obviously was Mr. James Conner. 96 yards on 21 touches and 2 touchdowns for the Bears. While the Niners still caught a straight goal. Kittle was the only one, 101 yards of a touchdown. Garoppolo on an interception and 2 touchdown passes, 326 yards. But the Arizona Cardinals, led by Colt McCoy and without DeAndre Hopkins, they beat the Niners 31-17. Who knew that without your star QB and wide receiver, you could actually win a football game with everyone else? But yeah, that's just it right there. I mean, and then we go on to Sunday Night Football, which I thought was my favorite matchup of the week. I forgot to update something, but that's okay. But we'll do that in a minute. But Sunday Night Football, Titans, Rams from SoFi Stadium. I thought it was my favorite matchup of the week. Simply because, like, it's 2 very good teams going at it head-to-head in open battle. Tannehill versus Stafford. Stafford with 294 passing yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Tannehill, 143 passing yards, a touchdown, and a pick. A.J. Brown could have managed shit on with 42 yards on 5 touches off the game. So, Robert Woods did all right too, 798 yards. Not a bad game for both sides, I will say that. But in the end, a victor had to be crowned. And this week, Titans. The Titans beat the Rams 28-16 in the battle of good teams. And this is a Titans team without Derrick Henry. Strange. Guess they can win football games without him. I'll say they'll be fine. And for about another week or so before they begin their inevitable collapse. And then we got a Monday Night Football. We got the Pittsburgh Yinzers taking on the Chicago Bears at Heinz Field. And like I said before, the Steelers got a Super Bowl. Again, I'm stealing that from Tree. Go check them out. But the Bears are the Bears, and the Bears will bear the bear. Bear, 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 bear. Justin Fields looked like he had a nice game. Nearly 300 passing yards. A touchdown, a pick. Cole Kmet had a nice game of 87 receiving yards throughout the whole game. Captain Fat Fuck actually had a 200-yard passing game with 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris with 62 yards on 22 touches with the ball tonight, and a touchdown on his own. Final score resulting here, because of Chris Boswell, the Steelers pull away with the victory, 29-27. And once again proving that the Bears are dog shit and need to fire Matt Nagy immediately. And I am dead serious. But in terms of who had bye weeks this week, the Buccaneers had a bye week. The Super Bowl champs took a little bit of a rest after their loss against New Orleans last week. They'll be back at it against the Washington football team next week, who's actually also on a bye week. After I think they lost last week, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, but yeah, but the football team in Tampa Bay next week. Then we got the Seattle Seahawks 3-5. Off the win against Jacksonville last week, needed a break. And this means now they can have their QB back in Russell Wilson. He'll be playing against Green Bay next week, probably with Aaron Rodgers in the lineup. And then finally, the 0-8 Detroit Lions. Zoink scoop! 0-8, and they got to go to Pittsburgh next week. They're playing the Steelers. Oh, God. Man, that shouldn't do it this week for the NFL Week in Review. Don't forget to check out your bag at Bank LaRue at bankfullarue.com. backup blend, 5 points blend, and my personal favorite orange TV blend. You can find it all on BenjaminBrew.com and get the subscription. I guarantee you it's worth it despite the price. It's worth it no matter what. Yeah, that's it for this week. We guys did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like down below. Comment what you guys want to see next. If you have not done so already, subscribe and join the Electrical Army. Everything will be in the description, Twitter, Discord, whatever you guys need, even a link to BenjaminBrew.com, because that's just how I am. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you guys on Thursday for some predictions, and maybe tomorrow for a little bit of hockey. Bon nuit et au revoir.